weather outside is not that cold, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia.
Welcome back to Country with Celine, everyone. I'm your host, Celine Schmarkey. And on today's show, we're welcoming back a very special guest, MacKenzie Porter. MacKenzie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. All right. The last time we chatted, you were pregnant. And now, but you did not look it. Let's just put that out there. You did not look it. And now you finally delivered your baby, Bowen James, in March. Like, how has life been like?
Oh my gosh, it's been so amazing. Like, so a next level of love and like squishy, snuggly little, she's such like oh my gosh, she's like a little muffin. But like super tired too. Like all parents say, like, I feel like every parent says that and you're kind of like, I'm sure it's not that bad. And then you have a kid, you're like, oh, you don't sleep.
What time does she get up in the middle of the night? Like 3, 4 in the morning?
She's kind of like, it's kind of like, so 6 p.m., 9 p.m., 12:30, 3:30, 5:30. Yeah. And then the day starts.
Yeah.
So, but we're kind of like tag teaming it. My husband will do like one from the bottle and then I'll do the rest. And it definitely helps to get like a few more hours in a row that way.
I was just going to ask, how hands-on is Jake? So I'm assuming he is pretty hands-on.
He is so hands-on. Like, it's so nice to have somebody who you trust, obviously, but like who like love, but like you trust with your baby. Like, I know some moms are like, oh, I just don't like want anybody else to do anything. And Jake is so good that I feel really confident, like popping out for an hour to go to work, or even in a couple of weeks I have to travel for 24 hours and he's just got it. So
that's going to be crazy though, because you just had this baby in March and then now you got to go back out. And like, how long are you going to be away from your baby?
So that one will be 24 hours. Like, I'm literally flying through the night both times so I can get home really fast. So I know it'll be like hard on me just because I'll feel guilty and I'll feel bad, but she'll be fine. He's got her. We have, somebody coming in to help us a little bit too. So we're just trying to like balance it all. It's a learning experience for sure.
Oh yeah. A new parent, you're going to learn, you're going to make mistakes as you go. But no, that's honestly, congratulations on Bowen. I'm so happy for you and Jake.
Thank you so much. Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's very cool also to see like your partner become a parent and see, like their love for your baby too. It's really beautiful.
And from me speaking as a single girl, when I see families and I see like dads playing with their kids, it's just like, I want a family.
I know.
I'm ready.
There is something about a dad, like with a baby. It's like, I want another one.
Yep. I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
All right. Now your debut record, Nobody's Born with a Broken Heart, is set to be released April 26th with Big Loud. So tell us a little bit about this album.
Yeah, it's been, I've been working on it for a long time. Started cutting it last year. And it's kind of, it's a 19-song project. And I think it kind of like takes you on a road of like, there's lots of fun, like up-tempo kind of songs in it. And then there's lots of heartbreak ballads. And I finally get to like put out something that has more like variation instead of just like single drops.
Yeah, no, I got to listen to majority of the songs and I can vouch for it and say I cannot wait for other people to listen to it. They are going to love it. But what's something about this album that nobody really knows? Like maybe a song that took the longest to do, or works behind this project? Like, what's something that nobody would know?
So I think a couple things, like there's a song in there called Sucker Punch that I wrote that song like, my gosh, like 5 years ago. And every time I'd be like, I really want to cut this song, my record label will be like, oh, I don't know if it's like a single, I don't know if it's whatever. So that song I've been like pushing for so long. I love it so much. And finally we put it out and people seem to really love it on the project. So it's like, a song I really fought for. And then another thing would be, there's a song on there called Have Your Beer that we wrote, and then I turned it into my label and decided to rewrite it. So there's like 2 versions. I have another one on my laptop that maybe I'll like, tease one day, but it's cool to know that like this song was once this, and then we went back and we wrote it and it turned into like what it is on the record now.
Well, those are both two really good songs. So I'm happy that Sucker Punch is finally out there.
I know, me too.
It needed its time. It's a really good song. But we're gonna play like a little game here. So I'm gonna ask you you're gonna tell me songs on the album that listeners should listen to when feeling this sort of way. Okay?
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Okay. So the first one is, what song should listeners listen to when they're falling in love?
I think Coming Home to You. That's like the love song of the record. I think, it's about just like there's always going to be like comparison, and like you're going to look probably on Instagram and see people have like nicer things or nicer cars or bigger houses or whatever, and none of that's real. Like the only thing that's real is like your person and your relationship and what you create with that person. I think it's like, I don't know, a really sweet love song on the record.
I love it. I love it. How about Getting Over a Guy?
Getting over, like, are we like sad getting over, or are we like sassy getting over?
Ooh, okay, let's do both. Let's do both.
Okay, I think Easy to Miss would be like if you're like still in it and you're like, oh, want to be in your like sad emo feels. If you're like, I hate this person and like, no, you can't come back into my life, I feel like Have Your Beer or Walk Away would be like two good songs to listen to. If you're like, boy, bye.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. How about like for self-love, like something that makes you feel like you can do anything or like chase your dream, something like that?
I think for self-love, Nightingale would be one. Like, I wrote that song about when I first moved to Nashville and how I was just so confident back then. Like, I feel like the industry hadn't like done its job on me yet. And just wanting to like approach things with that mindset again now. Like this like naive, like I'm a badass kind of mindset when you don't know any better, but it's such like a nice way to approach everything in life.
I was hoping you were going to say that song. I'm like, that fits it perfectly.
Yeah.
How about a song for like the girls?
The girls. Okay, I know I already said it. Let me think. Actually, I'm trying to find a new song. Okay, well, I already said it, but Have Your Beer, I feel like is valid. My like girl jam on the record.
Okay, perfect. And then two more. Thinking About Life, Family, and like Friends.
So maybe Less is More is a good one for that. Like, just for me, I've lived in Nashville and LA and Vancouver, and then also my hometown, which is like so small and in the country. And I've realized as I get older, like having your little small pocket of friends and like your safe, cozy, home is better than like all this big stuff. So like, less of it is actually more important. So I'd say that song.
And you do realize that as you get older and you experience different things, that less is more. It's so true.
Totally.
And the last one, what would be one song on the record that you would drive with the windows down and blast it in summer?
Oh my gosh, that's a good one. Blast It in the Summer. Probably Rough Ride for a Cowboy. It's like, it's it has just like this good beat to it, and it feels just like, I don't know, it's like a fun song to listen to.
I love it. No, perfect. I've listened to all of those songs and they fit every single category. So you are perfectly correct on all of that. You're welcome. And now, okay, hosting the 2024 CCMAs, Thomas Rhett. Okay, first off, how excited are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I've like been asking them like every year. I'm like, can I be the host this year? So finally, it's like, of course, life always happens this way. It's like the years I didn't get it, I was like bummed. And now, of course, it's perfect because I have my record out. My daughter's gonna come. She'll be there. Like with Thomas is so much bigger. Yeah. So I'm just really excited, and it feels like the perfect time to be able to host it in like my province that I grew up in.
Now, when you say that you've been like talking about it and trying to like become a host, how was that process like? Do you kind of like reach out to like your people and they reach out to like the CCMAs, or like you have to apply for like how does it work?
It's like pitching, like they'd be like, hey, I would tell my team, like my manager is like, hey, I really want to host. Can you hit up the CCMA? And then they would be like, hey, MacKenzie would be a great host for this reason and this reason. And then you get it or you don't. Or, I mean, that's how it's worked for me. Maybe other people just like get offered it, but I had to work for it.
It's okay. Working for it is fine. The grind. Yeah. It's always a grind. What was your reaction like though, when you found out that, hey, you're going to host it?
I'm just like so pumped. I mean, like I said, I've really wanted to for years, and I'm such a big fan of Thomas, and I know he's like super funny, so I feel like we'll have good little comedic moments and hopefully, you know, like a cool performance or something. We haven't figured out the exact show yet, but just when I heard, I was like, yes, finally.
Yeah, well, we're so excited for you. And to be with Thomas Rhett, that's awesome. But, you know, I'm just throwing this out there, maybe because there's still some time you guys can write a song and debut it at the CCMA. You never know. You never
Hey girl,
know.
don't think I haven't thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I will like put myself out on the line and like shamelessly pitch like anything. So
Why
yes.
not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Got it. Yeah, if you don't ask, you don't get.
Exactly. And now I know you're huge on fashion, as you can see from like your hat, your pigtails right now. Oh, braids, not pigtails, braids.
Yeah, yes.
But have you thought about your outfit, what you're gonna wear? Because I'm sure you're gonna have multiple outfits that night, not just one.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have for sure multiple outfits. So we haven't like picked outfits, but I already have like I hit up my hair and makeup girl, and I'm like, we got to have like the looks got to be firing. We're gonna practice them. I sent like inspo outfits of like the vibe, but I I told my team I was like, I want like 7 to 9 changes, and they're like, okay, maybe that's a lot of changes, but you know I love fashion, so like the more the merrier for me.
Yeah, and your outfits are always on point. So I'm
Oh.
sure whatever you wear this year, it's gonna look so good, and a bunch of people are gonna be wanting to mimic your looks.
I'm just glad I can like fit into clothes again. Like, you know, not being pregnant, like fitting into my jeans. I'm like, yes, this is good.
And your bounce back was amazing. Like you
Oh my
bounced
gosh.
back quickly.
Well, you know what's funny is like you lose so much weight when you have the baby, like just the baby's weight. And then breastfeeding, honestly, just like falls off you a little bit more.
That's fair. I mean, I'm excited for breastfeeding though, because I could go for a little bit bigger, you know, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind.
They get bigger. I will tell you that. They definitely.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. And last thing before I let you go here, plans for the summer. So what do you have coming up this summer?
Yeah, so I'm hitting the road with Parker McCollum a little bit, Keith Urban. We are going to announce some more tour dates soon, but mostly just like touring and touring and music.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, looking forward to that. And I can't wait for everyone to hear your album. It's going to be so good. And this summer, it's going to be awesome. And CCMAs, you got quite a year ahead of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. It's been a good one. And this one will be like obviously the best one yet, just having Bowen there with me.
Yep. I love it for you. Well, thank you so much, MacKenzie, for joining me today on Country with Celine.
Awesome. Thanks, Celine.